Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for your second GBFC video of the day. And I'm so excited about this one. It is time to sit down, have a little listen, have a little analyse of the first interview back at Chelsea Football Club for Romelu Lukaku. One of my favourite people who works at Chelsea Football Club, because I've done some work with Chelsea before. I've been at games working on YouTube stuff, whilst Lee Parker, who's an absolute legend, an absolutely lovely guy, he's working on the Chelsea TV side. I'm the unprofessional guy, he's the professional guy, and we get on really, really well. And he sits down with Romelu Lukaku in a room that I've interviewed David Luiz in before at Chelsea Football Club at Cobham, and it is a wonderful, wonderful interview. Lee Parker answers, he doesn't answer anything, he asks all of the right questions, but in classic top quality interviewer style, he allows what Romelu Lukaku is saying to dictate the questions that follow. And as a result of that, we've got 10 minutes of absolute brilliance for Chelsea fans to feast their eyes on from our new striker, club record signing, Romelu Lukaku. Now, what I've done, the famous, well, it's not famous at all, really, because I'm the only one talking about it. You guys don't care. The notebook is back. I've got myself some notes, and I've picked out my key points that I want to discuss with you guys today from Romelu Lukaku himself. And the first one is kind of like a nice, cool, casual one. But Romelu Lukaku, whilst playing at Inter Milan, played in the Europa League, which is a competition he doesn't deserve to be in. But he also played against Kai Havertz, whilst Kai Havertz was at Bayer Leverkusen. Romelu Lukaku, supposedly, after that game, or during that game, mentioned to Kai Havertz, you know what, geez, you should sign for Chelsea. Here's the clip of what Romelu said.
When we played in the Europa League together and I told him to go to Chelsea, I don't know if he remembers that conversation.
No, I absolutely love this because there are some people that like to play down this idea that Romelu Lukaku's dream is to be a Chelsea player, to succeed and be back at Chelsea Football Club. Some people say, of course, he's going to say that because it's just the right thing to say because it's what everybody wants to hear. With Romelu Lukaku, I think it's absolutely a very different story. If you look at the entire narrative of Romelu Lukaku's career, what he did at Chelsea, and he even mentions it in the interview, the things that he learned when he arrived at Chelsea all of those years ago, when he joined a squad that was in the prime of their careers, a lot of them within their 30s, that had won so many trophies. He was a listener. He was somebody who came in, and despite obviously developing a personality, young players always want to inject what they have as a man, as a footballer onto a group. But Romelu Lukaku was very much a learner. When he arrived at Chelsea, he was still very young, still had all of the time in the world to cultivate his style as a man, as a footballer. And what I really, really like about Lukaku's sincerity, about his excitement to join Chelsea again, is that you firmly believe that the man had a vision as to where his footballing journey was going to go. And all of the moves he's made throughout his career, be it a loan to West Brom or permanent signing for Everton, Manchester United, Inter Milan, you can see there's been development in every single move that he had. Manchester United, for him, absolutely massive move. Whether we like Man United or not, there's no denying from anybody in the footballing world or anyone who doesn't know about football that Manchester United are a massive, massive club. He was brought into Manchester United to lead the line, a line that had been led by Robin van Persie, Wayne Rooney, Dimitar Berbatov, and plenty of other absolute greats over the years. And as much as it wasn't a bad move for Lukaku, it didn't necessarily work the way that he would have liked. He didn't feel appreciated, and for Manchester United as well, he wasn't really their type of player. However, at Chelsea, we have been led over the years by huge, big, bulky strikers. Didier, Drogba, Diego Costa, just to name two. And of course, the number 9 shirt has been widely regarded as a cursed shirt at Chelsea, but there's been some absolute classics over the years. You look back all the way to Peter Osgood. You've had Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, who was one of my favourite Chelsea number 9s. Hernan Crespo, it was kind of like, on the fence. Fernando Torres, say what you like about him. I thought he was absolutely golden. Lukaku is back at Chelsea and everybody is here for it. We look at the notepad again. It's how Romelu Lukaku is very much aware of the role that he has within this Chelsea team. When he first joined the club, he was only 18, 17, whatever it was, years old. Now, he is 28 years old, coming into an incredibly young squad. And he knows that one of the roles he has in this team, set himself by Thomas Tuchel, is to be a leader. Romelu Lukaku comes in knowing that he is the most senior striker now at the club once Olivier Giroud has departed to Italy He's doing all right already at AC Milan, which I'm delighted with, by the way. But being a leader is not just about, dictating what to do, telling younger players what to do, helping them to grow and evolve the same way that a Nicolas Anelka or a Didier Drogba would have done in the early years of Lukaku's career. We'll get onto that point in a moment because I want to dig into it deeper. But leadership is in the form of, like we said in yesterday's video, alleviating pressure from other players. And that can be from the way that Lukaku plays on the field in terms of holding up the ball, allowing other progressive thinking players such as Pulisic, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner to play off of him a little better. That is going to be one of the key roles that Romelu Lukaku has in this side, but at the same time, an openness to adapt to various different tactical changes that Thomas Tuchel might be required to make throughout the season, or dependent on the opposition that we're playing. So that could be Romelu Lukaku leading the line through the middle. It could be being one of two strikers, which I guess would either be Timo Werner and Lukaku or Kai Havertz and Romelu Lukaku. And the way that Lukaku holds himself within this interview, he really, really looks as though he is very much aware of what he's being asked to do before he's even had a training session or kicked a ball back in a Chelsea shirt, which for me, the confidence that is being exuberated here, the confidence that's being shown within this interview from Romelu Lukaku, he looks incredibly comfortable.
Go into the top 4 for sure. But to win the league, you have 6 teams that can really try to go and win it.
And the conviction behind the words that he's actually using to answer Lee Parker's questions, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this guy is a man on a mission to finish a story that is certainly currently unfinished. Now, I also want to talk about the influence of Didier Drogba. He's a Chelsea king, Chelsea legend.
Yeah. It was always having an eye, watching me when I was working and always telling me what I had to improve.
To win us our first ever Champions League trophy. When Romelu Lukaku first joined Chelsea, Didier Drogba was the senior striker. And from what we understand in this interview today, we can see that even though Lukaku was the young kid and Drogba was the mentor, the leader, the one who was obviously far superior in various different ways apart from maybe a little bit of height, Romelu Lukaku seriously looked up to Didier Drogba, and from the moment that they met, they struck a connection and a bond that is kind of rare sometimes for young players with senior players, particularly when a young player comes in and Drogba's thinking, sure, this guy wants to be taking my spot in the Chelsea starting 11 week on week. Didn't quite happen for him, but over the course of Romelu Lukaku's career, he has kept in contact with Didier Drogba, and he said it himself in the interview with Lee that he still speaks to him every single week 2 or 3 times. And over a week ago now, before Lukaku had actually signed for Chelsea and agreed to the move, he reached out to Didier Drogba, who of course fully endorsed Chelsea, probably said something along the lines to Lukaku of everything else we've said here today, and everybody has said it throughout the course of opinionations. Opinionations, that's a word I've just made up. I absolutely love it. Opinions being given about Lukaku, unfinished business, prime of his career, Chelsea kind of striker. I'm sure that Didier Drogba would have said all of these things to Lukaku to help make his decisions smoother. You've also got Lukaku saying that Nicolas Anelka, very similar to Didier Drogba, was one of those players that he looked up to, but then also kept in contact with over the duration of his career. And the final point that I want to discuss is when Lee Parker said to Romelu Lukaku, add the clip,
I'm going to give my maximum. Hopefully keep winning trophies.
I want to give my maximum. I'm not going to talk too much. You will see what I can do. I absolutely love this. Lukaku doesn't want to come in making any bold statements about we're going to do this, we're going to do that. That's my job. I can sit here and say that Lukaku's arrived, we're going to win the bloody league, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We're going to take that from City. I'm fed up of seeing them lift it, to be honest. I hope we will at least. So Lukaku is going to let his football do the bloody talking, which I'm absolutely excited about. Perfect interview. Calm, collected, and he gave us everything that we wanted to hear, but in a way that was done with sincerity, with honesty, and now it is Arsenal at the weekend. I'm absolutely buzzing for this. I think he's going to start. He looks so comfortable. He's obviously, because he's doing these interviews and everything, COVID negative, praise the bloody Lord. And we're going to see Lukaku score against Arsenal at the Emirates at the weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As I said earlier, if you haven't seen the CFC News video of today, Go and check it out, link in the description. And maybe there'll be another video later, if there's enough for me to talk about. I love the guys. I love all the support you guys are giving me right now on the channel. I hope you're all enjoying the content. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Blues.